Okay, so we're at Perryville battlefield in Kentucky. The Civil War was fought here, and this was the biggest battle here in Kentucky, was Perryville. And you can see how pretty it is. You see some deer running up the road, but some facts about Perryville and the battlefield. The Union soldiers here was 55,396 soldiers. Only 20,000 engaged in the battle. And the Union soldiers, 890 were killed, 2,893 Union soldiers were wounded, and 437 Union soldiers missing or captured. Now, the Confederate soldiers, there were 16,800 soldiers that were here, and 16,000 fought in the battle. For the Confederates, 532 were killed, 2,641 were wounded, and 228 were missing or captured. So the Union definitely took a lot more casualties in this battle. So the total was 203 cannons at the battle, a lot of cannons, but only 90 participated in the fighting. So I know it was over several acres, and now that it's a museum, it's not, the battlefield just so many acres, it's not near as big, but it does have a museum over here, this is closed up right now, and it's closed up because this is after hours, and we're going to do a paranormal investigation here. So that's the reason why it's already closed up, and so we're going to be here for several hours. Some of the things they said, of course, sometimes they hear cannons going off around here. Of course, they hear like drums and horses running around here. You can see out there, it's pretty right now. The leaves are all turning, so here in Kentucky. And we're supposed to get our first freeze. We've already had a frost here, but supposed to get the first freeze Sunday night or Monday morning. And so this right here, this is November. Let me see the date. I think. Saturday, November 8th here at Perryville Battlefield. Now, what they said was, up here on this ridge right here, with some of the bloodiest fighting here, up in this ridge. They do have Perryville Battlefield Days here in October, and they have reenactments and everything for like 2 or 3 days. And I come here last year for that, and they'll have, like, out here past these trees, they'll have a reenactment battle and everything like that. It's very pretty around here. Now, there were other battles here in Kentucky, of course, but they were all smaller in size, and Kentucky was like in the Civil War, they were like a neutral state, if I remember correctly. They wasn't, it wasn't, wasn't really for the North, and it wasn't for the South or whatever, but they were kind of like a, of course, a go-between or whatever. And of course, I mean, you would have had basically back then, you know, like they used to say, you know, brother against brother and father against son and everything else. You know, because of that, would choose sides. Time change was last week, so now it's getting dark. Just about 6:30. Right now it's 5:25, and you can see, I mean, the sun is pretty much already set. So over here they have a plaque. Sanctuary. Union Captain. So this battle took place, you can see here, the battle took place October 8th, 1862. Back then, you're talking about some really difficult fighting. I mean, you were, especially when you were all on the line and people shooting at you, just out in the open, and people getting so close that they would fight hand to hand with bayonets. So you know that would be pretty tough. So out in this field right here, this is where last year they would have their big battle, and they would have cannons on both sides and people marching. Basically, you know how the war unfolded back then. This has actually turned out to be a pretty nice night, because originally they said supposed to get down in like the 40s or 30s, and I think now they're only calling to get down in the 50s. So it'll make it a lot more comfortable doing this paranormal investigation. So now you can see this open field, and that's where they, over by that road, tree line, they lined up to march and meet here and fight in this field. So kind of fought over here and just fought over all through this area right here. You can see way over there, I guess you can see it. On top of the hill there's a cannon. And they said they reported it. Every once in a while they could hear that cannon go off and there's nothing there. You can see here, Remembrance Monument. Soldiers of the Army. So if you're ever in Kentucky, close by, I'd stop in here and walk around and go to the little museum they have down there. And so here's Army of the Ohio, 1st Army Corps, 10th Division, 33rd Brigade. Some of the brigades, I guess, that fought in here. And up here in the middle, it's got a statue of, I'm assuming, some type of general or something that fought here. Grave markers here. Quartermaster Samuel H. Ransom. And this was the, say, 3rd Harris Buford Cope. He died, killed in action here. From, looks like it was Tennessee Infantry. Okay. Okay, so this is a Confederate memorial. What that is. Erected by the state of Kentucky. Huh. Alright, well, I guess I'm going to turn this off and get ready to do some paranormal investigations around here. That'll be in a different video. So